I knew that it was over when I was in Mexico because he told me not to fucking talk to him. He told me not to talk to him while I was on the trip with him. And I'm like, wow, like I'm really on this vacation with my husband in Mexico, the most beautiful place ever, and I can't talk to my husband. That means that there's no intimacy going on. That means ain't no touching, no hugging, no anything. This man put a pillow in between us. And at that point, I knew I deserved better. I knew that I gave him so many chances, more chances than what he needed, more chances more chances that I had given anyone else. I knew that I had let him slide, even though the first week when we were talking, I should have cut him loose, but I kept him. I knew that it was over when I was in Mexico because he told me not to fucking talk to him. He told me not to talk to him while I was on the trip with him.
So, guys, this is a very interesting story. Okay, this is a very interesting story, and you know Rivah gonna have to give her opinion on this. Okay, first of all, this woman is saying she's explaining how she knew that her marriage was over, right? And this is part one. We're gonna go through all the parts right now. Okay. What I thought was interesting when I saw this video, and I initially was just going to give my reaction to you guys and talk about this video until I was scrolling and I saw another part pop up, and I was like, oh, absolutely not. Like, this is like a whole saga. Anyways, a lot of women are in marriages, in long-term relationships, and they're with somebody, and a lot of women have the audacity to act surprised to problems that were already brewing in the relationship when they get somewhere else. Like, women will think because they go on vacation with somebody, right? Y'all been arguing in the house, been can't see eye to eye, don't get along, don't agree on things, have a tumultuous relationship, the disrespect is already far gone, and then you have the audacity to think that because you left a certain soil and landed in another soil, that all of a sudden the problems would dissipate. It doesn't work like that. She's saying, oh, I knew our marriage was over when we went to Mexico and my husband told me not to talk to him. Can we ask why? He just woke up one day and said, don't talk to him after you guys booked a trip to go somewhere on vacation? Is that what happened? I can guarantee if we ask this man if that's what happened, he's going to say, absolutely not. We never get the full depth of the story when we ask the woman. But you see, when you ask the man will tell you a plethora of information, stuff you didn't even need to know. Stuff that is unrelated to the conversation. He'll give you every breakdown. But you see, a woman is always going to make herself look like the victim in a conversation. Oh, because, I could not believe that we got all the way out here. We spent all this money and he had the nerve to not want to talk to me. I couldn't believe he would do this to me. And that's when I knew the dramatic music playing. What happened before that? What happened before that? And then she's saying, oh, I gave him more chances than I gave anybody else. Have you been married before? Because that's what marriage is. Marriage is chances. Marriage is trying every day, trying every time, seeing what you're made of. That's what marriage is about. So you don't get a gold medal because you tried to work it out in a marriage. That's what marriage is for. That's what it's for. That's what it's about.
And I'm like, wow, like I'm really on this vacation with my husband in Mexico, the most beautiful place ever, and I can't talk to my husband. That means that there's no intimacy going on. That means ain't no touching, no hugging, no anything. This man put a pillow in between us. And at that point, I knew I deserved better.
I can guarantee at that point he felt like he deserved better too, baby. Because let me tell you something. If you're laid in a bed with a man and he puts a pillow between you to keep you on your side of the bed while he is on his, that man is hurt somewhere deep. Because when it comes to intimacy, baby, men don't play about that. They could be mad, but you see, when they get to a brink and they can't stand you anymore, something deeply rooted happened, something very troublesome occurred. Because men don't get up and make that decision every day. They think things through. They think things out. That's why I said there's two sides to the story, not one. Women were in the comment section, oh my gosh, this is terrible. I can't believe he did. So why would he go out there with you if he was going to treat you like that? That is so messed up. I can't believe that. Ooh, these men are terrible.
I knew that I gave him so many chances, more chances than what he needed, more chances more chances that I had given anyone else. I knew that I had let him slide, even though the first week when we were talking, I should have cut him loose, but I kept him. I knew that it was.
Let's go to part 2, y'all. Let's go to part 2.
So I knew at that moment it was partially my fault that I was in this miserable relationship. And when I say miserable, I mean a relationship that doesn't include intimacy and love, which is very important in a relationship. Just to have that affection and that close intimacy with a person. So when we was in Mexico, he told me not to touch him. I'm like, okay, cool. This man treated me like shit for 5 fucking days. He treated me like fucking shit. When I tell you he treated me like I wasn't worth anything, he treated me like shit. Okay? Like I was going to the bars and drinking by myself. He treated me like shit. And so I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. So on the 6th night of the vacation, I was on my way back to the hotel room by myself in Mexico.
Okay, so I want to say this, right? I don't condone anybody treating anybody bad. Okay, that's not what my conversations are about. It's not about anybody treating anybody bad. A woman treating a man bad or a man treating a woman bad. My conversations are not based there, right? In hurt and dysfunction and toxic behavior. Not based there at all. Just want to say that. But I also want to say, okay, I also want to say, again, to my first point, why? What was the argument? What was the problem? What was being said? What was the issue that was unresolved? Why did this man decide that he was with his wife in another country in a vacation spot that they could be swinging from the ceiling fan? And he is telling you not to touch him and he does not want to be around you. Why? We can't act like he woke up one day and he just decided that. That makes no sense. No logical sense. If you're on a vacation and this man don't even want to be around you. First of all, where is the conversation that the two of you are going to try to fix things, mend things? Where's the conversation of, while you're going to the bar by yourself, while you're doing all these things by yourself, where is the space that you say, we need to talk? What's going on? Why are you treating me like this? What did I do? What's the problem? How can I fix this? You know why that conversation is not in the story? Because she know what she did. She know what the problem was. As well as he know what the problem is. Let's just be real. He didn't wake up mad one day. Something happened. Something occurred that led to, this is a series of events for a reason. Now this is the part of the story that reeled me in, guys.
On my way back to the hotel room in Long Beach.
So remember, the last thing she said was she was on her way on the 6th night of the trip. 6 days, okay? She's married. On the 6th night of her trip, she went from the bar and she was going back to the hotel room by herself.
There was this fine, beautiful black man. There was was this fine and beautiful black man. I swear, I thought like God himself had sent me this guy. I'm like, oh my God, he's tall, fine, beautiful, beautiful teeth, smell good. Like I was like sitting in the back of him, I can just smell like the cologne, like just coming my way. Nice watch, nice shoes. I was like, you know what? I think this is a sign.
So all of a sudden you can read signs, but you said on the first date you got a sign that you shouldn't have been with him, and you married him and you stayed with him for about 4 years. You don't know what's wrong. He just woke up and he's mad at you on vacation. You can't get none of them signals. But you trying to bring God into the foolishness, talking about God sent you this man while you're married and you have a problem with your husband. You feel like God sent you a man? Talking about he fine, he smell good. You're married. Ma'am, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
There's gotta be a sign, you know? This man was tall. He was about, you know what I mean, like 4 of my husbands put together. I'm like, this.
He was like 4 of my husbands put together. So now you're comparing. This is why men don't want to get married now. This is why. Because you're saying, oh, he was tall, fine, smell good, about 4 of my husbands put together. You know, the worst thing that a man can fathom is being with a woman, and she, especially his, not a girlfriend, right? Not a little spooky on the side, not a little boo thing. Having a wife, and she betray you in such a way like this. A lot of men, I don't know, a lot of men talk about it. Maybe a lot of men don't talk about it. But your wife is your prized possession, your gem, your diamond. And to know that because of 6 days of not talking, a man could have you already comparing, giggling, hee hee hee, ha ha ha. Talking about, oh, he tall, he way taller than my husband.
Gotta be this a sign because God told me he was gonna double it. But anyways, so I started talking to this guy, and he had some nice conversations in the first, you know, couple of minutes.
Why were you talking to this guy instead of talking to your husband? Why were you talking to this guy instead of taking the time to talk to your husband? Why? How can years of a relationship swiftly change in a couple of moments that you saw somebody that you thought was attractive? That means that throughout the entire relationship, you always acknowledge attractive men. And this might be the first time that you acted on an impulse, but it's not the first time that you thought about it. Might not even be the first time that you communicated with somebody. This might even have something to do why he didn't want you touching him. This might have something to do why he put a pillow between you. Maybe he sees something in you that you don't even realize that you're portraying. Come on, guys. This is about honesty.
Back to as I'm smelling his cologne, it was some very good conversation. And so at that moment, I decided, you know what? Fuck this. You are overdue on fucking intimacy, love, and everything else. Fuck it. Because at this point, I was done with my husband. Didn't care what the fuck people thought about me. Didn't give 0 fucks whatsoever. And so, you know what? I hung out with this tall, beautiful black man, and I had the best time of my life. And I swear, like, when I was with him, I felt like I freed myself. I felt like I was trapped somewhere. And I know that, you know, mentally you're trapped, but sometimes some good sex can bring you out of that shit and fucking wake you the fuck up. Like, wake the fuck up. And that was a moment where I woke the fuck up, and I knew that I deserved love. I deserve affection. I deserve good intellectual conversation. I deserve a man that fucking smells good, no salt taste. I deserve it the fuck all. And that's when I cheated on my narcissistic husband.
Y'all heard that, right? You know why she had to put narcissistic husband? Is because it's a way to make it seem not as bad. Like, it's a way to kind of mask what it is that she's done and take accountability, but at the same time be like, but I had a reason to do so. Before I delve into this conversation a little bit more, I just want to say this. If a man had this conversation and he said that he went on vacation with his wife, okay, let's just backtrack. He said he went on vacation with his wife and she was disgusting, disrespectful the entire time. She said not to touch him, not to touch her. She put a pillow between them. He had to go to the bar every day by himself. Then next thing you know, he was walking down the hall and he saw this beautiful woman who was way more beautiful than his wife was. And he said, you know what? I realized I'm done. I'm going to go ahead and sleep with her because I'm done with my wife anyway. This would have gone viral. Women would have been pinning that man to the cross. They would have been like, absolutely not. I can't believe him. Disgusting. These men is trifling. You see why we can't trust these men? You see why? Women would have took it and ran with it. They would have ran that boogie off the cliff. But when a woman does it, it's okay. Because she's a woman. Without spot or wrinkle. She can't do no wrong because she's a woman. The women were like, girl, I wish I could do that right now. That's what the women were saying in the comment sections. Girl, I wish that was me. Ooh, I have tears in my eyes. I have chills. You do deserve love. You do deserve this. I want to say this, right? And the thing is, this woman is sharing her story, okay? So she knows good and well that when you have your story and you're putting your information out there on the internet, you're giving it out to the world for women or for other people to have their opinions on it. Okay? So it's very bold of her to be out here and saying it. Everybody do it on TikTok, though. Everybody just be saying all type of stuff. Okay, fine. You see, as a woman, don't believe the hype. Women will tell other women, oh, to get over that man, you need to hop onto some new D. Oh, girl, if you want to get over that relationship, all you need to do is sleep with somebody else, and that's going to make you feel better. That's going to make you feel good. All you need to do is yada, 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 free. Don't believe the hype. You see, when you have the title wife, you know the best way to move? No move at all. If he messes up, let him mess up. Not you. Not you. You don't move talking about, oh yeah, I'm trying to get that get back. No. You, as the woman, as the prized possession. Because, let me tell you something. I can guarantee, I don't know if this man knows this story or not, but I can guarantee that this man is thinking, 6 days of me not talking to you displayed all the nature that was all up in you. It took a split second for you to reveal who you really are. Because, let me tell you something. As I'm sitting here, I'm trying to figure out, I know for a fact she's not the victim in this conversation. Because, you know, somebody real will be like, even if you guys are having a tough time while you're on this vacation, even if you're having a problem, even if you don't want to fix it, even if you guys are going through this thing and you are dealing with whatever it is that you're dealing with and you have a horrible time, even if you're dealing with 2 different schedules on this vacation, you guys are just passing each other. With dignity and with pride, you just move through that. Sift through it. Because what if this man that you slept with that smells good, fine, beautiful teeth, like you said, beautiful skin, all this stuff for your husband, all of that. What if he gave you something incurable over you being impulsive? What about that? Then what? Would the story be kiki, haha, funny? Would you be over there, girl? Would it be that? I just want to know. This is why men don't want to get married now. This is why. This is why men rather sleep with you. Because you know who won in this story? Let me tell you who won in this story. It's not the husband. It's definitely not you. You know who won in this story? The man who was walking down the hall. Because he got the free freak of the week and he didn't have to put in no effort for it. Because you was just throwing it. You was giving him everything built up inside of you that he ain't deserve. He was like, dang, I'm coming to Mexico more often. They just be giving it up out here, and somebody who's not going to wife you. Somebody who doesn't have to see you again. A little conversation and you was just flipping out all over the place, acting a clear fool. How is that empowering? How?
So, as I'm smelling his... So this is how I knew that my relationship with my husband was over. First, I feel like women, we break up mentally with a person.
Let me tell you something. I never saw this part. I just saw the part 4 and I was going to leave it right there. But let me tell you something. Breaking up mentally is one thing, but you see, when you have to be able as adults to have conversations. And to know what the situation really is. And know what you signed up for. And know if it's not working anymore. Taking the leap while you're in something don't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You have to finish the chapter. Close the door. Before you press play with somebody else. You know why? Because all of the time that you're pressing play with this person, that person, this person, that person, you're bringing all that drama with you and you're just adding baggage onto yourself that you're still going to have to clear away if you want to evolve and attract a better person anyway. Women always tell other women, oh, you know how you get over a man, you got to sleep with somebody else. It's not true. Because most of the time when you get with that next person, you're bringing all that energy from your past relationship and you form this facade of an attachment bond with somebody who don't even know you like that. And you start looking crazy out here. You start looking crazy because these people you start giving all this energy to somebody who don't know you, who's undeserving. And it's because it's the bond that you wanted to create with the last person that you couldn't. So now you're trying to create it with somebody else that's new and fresh that you don't know. And somehow you feel like you're in the right because it feels good in the moment. But it won't after. It won't after a while. But listen, again, people they have the conversations on platforms and they start talking about their stories. And listen, I'm giving my perspective. I don't know this woman personally. I don't know the man personally. I don't know the intricate details of their relationship. I don't know the backstory. I'm only going off of what she talked about in these videos. That's the only thing I can go off of. I don't know if he's a horrible man. I don't know if he's a wonderful man. I don't know nothing. I just know the story that's presented. And my whole point of the conversation is that we need more context. And also, we can fill in the gaps in the conversations by knowing the nature of a man. What makes sense? What doesn't make sense? I want to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear you guys' opinions on this video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video. Love you.